So I'd just like to say good afternoon. Welcome to NICOT's 11th Independence Day celebration. If you remember, last year was our 10th birthday. We had a big party, celebration, cake and everything. This year, we're kind of back to normal. It's just a regular, normal Independence Day celebration. So I hope you're looking forward to what we're going to provide today, the entertainment that we'll provide. You'll see here from our fire again, that we launched last year. You will see our dancers again, which we launched 2 years ago, I think now. Everybody's been working really hard, learned some new dances, learned some new songs, so hopefully they'll be enjoyable. We've got a number of different speakers, so you'll hear about the work that we've been doing with some of the young people over the year and how we've been working with them to, alongside Teesside University and Virgin Money. And we've also started to do a little bit of work with the Challenging Youth Racism Project. You'll hear a little bit more from them later as well, they're here today. We have some additional speakers who've come from London. I hope that you'll enjoy hearing what they have to say. They'll be introduced, everybody will be introduced as we go through. Most importantly, I think today, maybe, to go towards the running of the organisation, we're holding our election. So we have a number of posts that are available open to new people today, so we need to make sure that we fill those. Some of the existing officers will restand from their posts, but some are, you're welcome to vie for those posts as well if you would like to vie for those posts. We do need some new people. Some of our incumbents are stepping down and some of the people have reached the end of their tenure as well, so we need to make sure that we fill those. If you would like to put yourself forward to one of those positions, please speak to Dr. Shangawawa at the back. Please wave if you'd like to put yourself forward. Okay, so really I think I need to say thank you to the current executive for the hard work that they've done over the last 2 years and for the hard work that they've done in pulling today together and making sure it's a success for everybody. Efforts have been invaluable, so thank you so much. Remember that NICOT is here for all of us. It's for everybody. So everything that everybody puts in is everything that everybody gets out. It's not only for the executives to run the organisation, but everybody should be involved. There are a number of people that are involved. Thank you to those. The more people we can be involved, the more successful we can make the organisation, the better that it can be. So please, please, put yourself forward. Make yourselves available when we have events, when we have meetings, come forward to those, and it would be really great for us to be able to do that. Thanks again to those who provided food for us today, provided drinks for us today. Hopefully we'll have a very big feast, lots of things to eat and lots of things to drink as we go forward. And remember as well, as you come in, if you're a member already, please pay membership dues. If you're not a member already, then please join us and pay your membership dues. You'll be very, very welcome. And I think that's everything I have to say for now. Thank you. Enjoy the day.
Right, so we have the next on the program is the Yoruba dancers. And like we've always said before, this is a group that the dancers of NICOT are actually people who live in Teesside, so they're all members of NICOT. You know, they're not actually from the Yoruba area, some of them. We're from a mix of areas. Yoruba, Igbo, Rivers, you know, all parts of Nigeria, but we all learn the dances, we all learn the things because we all believe that in Nigeria we are one country. So we should be able to learn what everybody else does. So the first dance is going to be the Yoruba dance, and the ladies are coming in. So let's give them a round of applause. that's just the tip of the iceberg, you know. Right, so the next thing on our agenda is a speech from someone who's traveled from the south of England and is in the Black Labour Movement UK, a community leader and a business consultant of over 20 years, over 20 years experience. I didn't speak to him, so he's a bit shocked, you know. But ladies and gentlemen, I'd like us to just give a warm NICOT welcome to Councillor of South Bermondsey, Councillor Sonny Lambe. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. Oh gosh, that's a big surprise, to be honest with what's the time now? Because I have to check the time zone before I say greetings. Evening, everyone. Thank you so much. It's a great pleasure to be here. In fact, to be honest with you, I'm extremely shocked because we came for something else and we just finished. And we just wanted to come and share this occasion with you and enjoy with you. What you probably didn't realize is because it's Nigeria event, I'm actually part of Nigerians in diaspora, NIDO. And I think I probably met some of my brothers and sisters here at one of the events held recently in London, because I could see some of the faces when the global Nigeria, you see, 100 something they call it. So thank you so much. Nigeria is 58. I think I was just a few years old when Nigeria got its independence. Well, not even a few years, maybe a year. The title tells you. I think I've given it away how old roughly I am. I would say a big thank you for inviting me to be here. And I'm proud, a proud African, Nigerian, Yoruba, British, name it. Because when you've been in a country for over 30 years, it's become your home. And therefore, I'm a councillor doing my own little thing in London, in South Bermondsey, even though I live in Peckham. But I still see myself as a bigger and wider community. And I think this occasion, that's what it's all about. Even though we may come from our own different villages, towns, countries, but we're here now. And we're part of this community, especially part of this England, UK. Of course, very soon we'll be out of Europe. I don't know which side you voted at the last referendum. It doesn't matter. But I'm not going to, I think I gave that away earlier on when I was telling people about which side I voted. But I'm not going to say it because I don't want you to give me one-way ticket back to South London, so I have to be very careful. Of course, thank God I don't have to have a visa to go back to London. Of course, the only thing, I just need to jump on my train and go back. But joke apart, it's a very great it's very great to have opportunity to come together like this and share our experiences and just to celebrate together. And that Britishness, even though some people may argue that it's about Nigerian event, but we have a shared history. I'm speaking in English now. Just imagine, I'm from western part of Nigeria, Yoruba, and I can see some of my brothers from the east here. imagine if there's no English language. I probably wouldn't have been able to speak with them. Even though when I married some of your sisters from Igbo, because half of my children are actually Igbo, if you want to know, half Yoruba, half Igbo. But funny enough, it didn't last enough for me to learn how to speak Igbo. so you have to forgive me for that. But we are one. Irrespective of the color of our skin, irrespective of our geographical location, we are one. And we are here in England, in this part of England. It's about the differences we are making. It's about our contribution to the community we find ourselves. And therefore, I congratulate you for what this organization is doing. And I pray and I want to encourage you, please be part of this community. Even if you're already doing that, do more. Please do more, because this is our home. And we have to be part of any change. It may not be perfect, yes. There may be things we don't like, and there are things we like. But let's see how we can continue to contribute to our respective communities here and in Africa and across the globe. Thank you so much. It's a great opportunity to be here. And I thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk with you, because I wasn't expecting it, and it's a great honor. And thank you, and may God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It's an honor to have the councillor here with us today. Actually, when I heard Councillor Lambe was around, I was like, yes, man, because you hear so much about him. It's not difficult to Google him, actually, and see all the things he's done for his community and the African and people in diaspora. It's not hard to see all the great things he's done. So we thank you so much for being with us today, and we take a lot of inspiration from you. Wow. The next thing on the agenda is I'm going to have to call on our next speakers, who have also come from the south, I'm sure. Oh, they've come from the north. They've come from the UK. But they've come from far to be with us today. And obviously they have to also leave early. But it's a pleasure to have David, Sarah, and Kelly here to speak with us today about challenging youth racism. You know, they've done quite a lot of work, and they're going to share all this with us today. I'll give you guys the... Oh. There we go.
Hello. I'm actually originally from the south of England. I'm actually originally from Reading, which is only about an hour from London. I moved up to Durham about 3 years ago, whereas David's from Middlesbrough and Sarah's from South Shields. So we do live quite a bit of around the northeast. So our project, Challenging Youth Racism, we're actually funded by the National Lottery. And we only started in July 2016, so just about 2 years we've been running now. And the whole purpose of our project was to educate young people, but also to obviously bring communities and make their more inclusion in the northeast. Because there's certain areas such as Durham that there isn't much diversity, but especially because of things that are on the media, people have prejudgments and things like that when they don't actually, meet people from other backgrounds and cultures and understand everything. So what our project does is we deal with 11 to 19-year-olds mainly, and that's secondary schools, colleges, youth groups, and any kind of community groups really. And we do two things. We do general anti-racism workshops. where we very much sort of cater to the areas. So we cover Middlesbrough, Durham, Sunderland, Gateshead, and we've just started going into Hartlepool and Stockton as well. So we're a small team, but we obviously want to try and cover as many areas in the northeast to sort of get the word out as possible. So we do our general workshops, but then we also do a ambassador program as well, which we're trying to get as many young people through this day sort of training program to basically get young people to challenge, educate, and also report racism and hate crime as well. So at the moment, we've actually trained 102 young people across the 2 years. And this year, we're hoping to actually possibly double that because we've got a lot of interest in that program. So I'm going to pass over to Sarah now, who's going to tell you a little bit about the workshop that we did with NICOT earlier this year.
Yeah, so I'm Sarah. I've only been in the project just over a year, so I've kind of really hit the ground running with the number of places that I've been to whilst doing this project. Earlier this year, we came to NICOT and did a workshop with many of the young people in this room. And the emphasis of the workshop is to look around different parts of racism. So we look at the basic definition of what racism is. We'll a lot on language about words that are acceptable and words that are not acceptable. And we look at different sort of elements around refugees and asylum seekers, as well as immigrants, illegal immigrants and migrant workers, to give young people a great understanding of the differences and how the media particularly quite often confuse the terms. And it's a really informative workshop, and we did a little sort of feedback session afterwards with the young people too, a lot of the parents, and they took quite a bit out of it. And it's really good to see people getting involved and willing to do these sorts of programs. My mind's totally gone a blank as to what else I'm going to say, so I'm going to pass over to David, who's going to explain a little bit about how our project is sort of researched and evaluated.
Thank you very much, everyone. Yep, so I'm the researcher from Teesside University, which is how I met Sarah, and our project became involved. Not used to mics, I'm afraid. Our project became involved with NICOT, and first met a lot of the young members here today as well at Teesside University as part of some of the work there. And it was great then to hear all about how young people felt about Nigerian culture and introducing that into the schools that they go to. We also did our session with NICOT a couple of months ago, which went really well. And as Sarah mentioned, we went through quite a few things, and it was impressive, kind of just the level of knowledge amongst young people already, and how willing to engage with our sessions they were. As Kelly mentioned, we've been across the northeast. We've done little bits and bobs in Middlesbrough, but also hoping to branch out into other areas in Teesside as well, so Stockton, Redcar hopefully as well. But in total, we've done kind of over 300, almost 300 sessions to almost 6,000 young people across the northeast. So just hoping to keep that going.
So thank you very much for inviting us and allowing us a chance to sort of share our project with you. We hope that obviously we can come to future events, and we'll certainly look to do sort of more ongoing work with the young people here as well. Thank you.
Wow, that was the NICOT choir. Beautiful choir. Can we give them another round of applause? Beautiful choir. I'll tell you a little secret. Noise, please. settle down at the back. Noise. I'll let you into a little secret. I actually auditioned for this choir. But sadly, I wasn't taken. I'm not sure why. But it's an annual event. Next year, I think I'll train my voice. So try and sing better. I love Nigerian songs. I love Nigerian, the things we sing in Nigeria. And it takes me back down to my childhood. As a little boy, I grew up in the Yorkshire area. But my father wanted us to have a Nigerian education, as he called it. So he took us back to Nigeria at a very early age. And I had to go to secondary school, boarding house, in Nigeria. I don't know if any of you gentlemen have been in the boarding house, but it's sometimes you have to go on cross countries and things like that. It's like being in the SAS. And you have to sing all these powerful songs. KRMK, Obi, KRMK, Obi. All those kind of songs. And sadly, me coming from the UK, I couldn't really blend in. And when they asked me to sing, you know how I'll start? KRMK, Obi, KRMK, Obi. By the time they had slapped my head a few times, I started learning how to sing all these songs. And now I can actually sing KRMK, Obi, But I am going to join the choir next year. Right, so the next on our agenda is a youth update by the president of NICOT, Sarah Mbama.
This is not the youth that we're updating on, by the way. She's just following. So, last year, we talked about what we wanted to do with the young people in the organisation and the fact that we were going to start and do some more work with Teesside University, but also to do some work with Virgin Money. And Virgin Money were going to help us to do some different types of presentations and some different types of work with people. And what we wanted to do with that was to talk to the young people, understand what they wanted to do, understand how they want to themselves move the organisation forward and what we can do with them to help them to do that. So we held 2 workshops earlier in the year. The first one was in January and the second one was in April. In the first one, we worked at Teesside University and with Virgin Money, and we got the people to work in lots of different events and activities throughout the day. And by the end of that day, they came up with 4 things that they thought that they wanted to focus on to be able to do throughout the year or going forward that would help them in NICOT move forward and do more as the young people within the organisation. The first one of those, unsurprisingly maybe, was food. Everybody wants food, everybody's interested in food. One was about visibility of the organisation, making it more visible, making people more aware of it and making people understand what we do. One was about things to do, so can we do things as a group, can we do things as an organisation together? And one was about jobs and careers. So in the second workshop, we focused on 2 of these particularly. One of those was about visibility and one was about jobs and careers. So within visibility, we wanted to try and provide some information for schools in conjunction with Black History Month, which is actually this month. So we wanted to try and do something in the schools this month. We've talked a lot about what we want to do and what we want to produce, and we decided we would do some posters, we may do some videos and some leaflets, and we would ask parents to help and present that. Now, we've actually asked for funding to be able to do some of that, but the funding hasn't come forward yet. So we'll keep that on track, we'll keep thinking about it, we'll hopefully be able to get some funding, and if we can, we'll prepare it and we'll have it ready even to go in next year. If it comes really quickly, we can maybe do something really quickly this year, we'll see. But we've got it there, we've got it on mind, we've thought about the collateral that we want to do and we know how we want to do it. The other one that we talked about was jobs and careers. So this is one that we're going to be able to take forward quite quickly. So we talked to the children a lot about jobs and careers, and one of the things that they were really keen to get their parents to understand was that you don't have to be a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer. There are lots of other jobs out there, yeah? We know in Nigeria that's really important, that's how people are kind of pushed, but there are lots of different ways to get there. We talked about getting your dream job, we talked about how to get things that would be useful in life, and we talked about how we would learn things that we don't learn in school, so how to manage money, how to manage mortgages, how to manage budgets and all that kind of thing. And that's really where the third workshop is going to focus. So this one will take place in October half-term week. We're going to get Virgin Money to come along and do two different things for us. These are both established programs in Virgin Money, but we're going to ask them to do them a little bit differently because they're not really for the age group that we're looking at, but we're going to get them. We're going to provide Virgin Money with that challenge and say, please, can you do this for this age group? The first is called Strive to Thrive. So this is a program that helps young people understand what money means, how to keep a budget, how to control spending, understanding borrowing, such as mortgages and credit cards, and understanding credit ratings. So some of those may be a little bit above the age group that we're looking at, but some of those will work really well, and I think just giving them that little bit of information at this stage will help them to learn how to go forward. We can run it in a few hours, we can run it over a few days, we'll do it in a couple of hours. We're not going to do it for a long time, obviously, but we'll make sure it's right. The other thing that we'll be introducing is something called Make £5 Grow. Some of the children might have come across this in the schools because this currently is run within schools, not within different organisations. But what it is, Virgin Money gives lesson plans, resources, and £5 to each child that is going to take part. That child then has it's about making a small business, yeah? So you start a small business with your £5. It gives the children an insight into how a business works, help them build skills for the future, helps them work as a team, problem solving, leadership, money management, creativity, all sorts of different ways. At the end of the project, the school keeps any profit made. The £5 goes back to Virgin Money, but the school keeps everything. We're not a school, we're an organisation, but we would keep any profit that the children make in that. So the children are actually looking at ways of making money for NICOT so that we can then do different things and find different ways of them being part of the community. So I'm sure you agree, really exciting, lots of good things to do. The other thing that I did want to mention, but we've changed round, was a big thank you to the guys from the Challenging Youth Racism Project. They've really done a lot with us. They did some work with us at a meeting that we had a few months ago, wasn't it? And I think that was really useful as well. Again, the children found that really, really useful and really enjoyed that particular project. So thank you very much to them. Thank you to everybody else. If you want to be more involved in helping us with some of these projects as well, I think some of the people who've helped already, Femi Ajikiba has helped, Judith Quento and Justin Uche and Enyola Jayoba have all come and helped with those projects. So if anybody else would like to help and be involved with some of those projects and help us to actually run those and be more involved, that would be really great. Thank you.
Last year, we had, for the first time, NICOT's Got Talent. And we had the children do so many wonderful things. It was really, really something to watch. This year, because of certain reasons, we haven't been able to organize NICOT's Got Talent. But we're going to hear from the winner of last year's NICOT's Got Talent 2017, Judd Nzekwe. So he'll come and perform for us. Thank you, Judd.
The first song I'm going to play for you is my 25th song that I made called Day's Midpoint. the next song I'm going to play is my 53rd song called The Glacier. And the last song I'm going to play that I made is The Japanese Garden, which is my 49th song.
Can we please give him another round of applause? This is the winner of NICOT's Got Talent 2017. This is the talent that we have in our community, the talent that we have in our young people. Please, let's give him another round of applause. His parents are sitting there so proud. His mother, Vicky, was the choir leader earlier, so you can see where he gets, okay, I was going to say his talent, but let me say part of his talent. Let me not leave Daddy out. Okay, next we have an inspiration who has come all the way from Croydon in London. She is the chair for Croydon Central Labour Party. Please welcome Joyce Reid. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I must say it's a very great pleasure to be here with you this afternoon. It wasn't planned, but we came to the launch of another forum and heard that it's happening over here. And I thought before we go back to London, let's come in, see what you're doing, join in your celebration here. And it's been a joy to come and to see the amazing performances so far and how kind and welcoming and sharing and giving you all are. So thank you so much for having me here. As you rightly heard, that I'm from London. I am so many things that I haven't told anybody about. But one of the first things I want to tell you is that I am a mother, and I'm a very proud mother. I love children wherever you're from. It doesn't matter if it's mine, if it's yours. I just love children. So I'm a mother of 4 children, and they are doing very well. And I want to encourage the many youngsters we have here as well to be the best that you can be and do all that you can within your own home, your communities, to bring about changes. I'm sure you want to. So I'm a mother. I was born in this country, but I went to school in Jamaica. My parents are Jamaicans. And I'm going to tell you what, when I went to live in Jamaica, I gathered a deep interest in politics. I won't tell you why. I haven't told anybody in Croydon just yet. But let's see if you get that out of me as I go along. But one of the first things for me is I got very engaged in my community and at school. So at school, and I say this because we have a lot of youngsters here. I was a Sunday school teacher at school, Sunday school teacher in my church and being involved in my community. I was the vice president and deputy head girl of my school. So you can see from school, I was a monitor, I was a prefect, I then became vice president and deputy head girl, and it goes on. So at school, I demonstrated on what the teacher put on my report, the outstanding leadership qualities. So even though I wasn't a very bright student, just a very average C student or so, but I was very well behaved. And I think we need to encourage our children, because sometimes when you're well behaved and you show that you have an attitude still towards learning, even though you maybe have challenges and different disabilities like I do and so many other people as well. But the opportunity I had there is that teachers were willing to help me, to sit with me one by one after school and assist me in that process. I don't know if they would have done that here, or they would have thought maybe I am not so okay in the head and send me off somewhere else. But they persevered and really worked with me. And so I say to everyone here, I encourage you to be there as much as you can with your children, instilling them a sense of value, a purpose. Let them believe in themselves and know who they are. Share some of your own life experiences with your children. I have twins at Bath University. My other daughter is a big woman grown up and a 17-year-old son. And even though he has a disability, I still do all that I can to bring out the best in him. And I could tell you that he's actually a British athlete. You Google him, you're going to see everything about him. So it doesn't matter how sometimes we have challenges and difficulties. Please try and aim high. Don't let anybody tell you you cannot be what you want to be. Because when somebody says that to me, I get up and I want to go further to achieve the very best that I can from life. And I love when this young man was absolutely so beautiful. I could listen to him over and over again. So when we have these amazing talents within our communities and within our homes and our church, we must celebrate. I am so proud when I see our young people really trying to make a difference. For you adults that are here, in your own communities, in your own way, you must participate and continue to be a voice for change within your community. When I went to live in the Caribbean, I was the founder and president of the first youth club in my community. And that youth club accommodated youngsters from the age of 16 to 28. I became the president and actually wrote the constitution, one of the persons who wrote the constitution for the club. And that nobody could believe me, how young I was. But I had this in me. In my community, nobody must ever go to prison. Nobody must have anything to do with the prison. And let me tell you something, I left my community on a high. Nobody went to prison. No police had to come into the area about anything like that. So I was a very strong community activist from a very young age. People thought I was older than I am, and they said I was reincarnated and the whole work. And so when I came back to live in England at the age of 21, I was living in Lewisham. I saw there was a lot of things were happening in New Cross and other areas at that time, some great difficulties. I became a youth worker. I wanted to bring about change. Before I was even officially employed, I started to volunteer. I saw the need to bring about change. So the skills that I have from abroad, immediately I got engaged in my community and became a youth worker. Then I became a social worker. And my desire has always been to help our children and to help our young people. And I've had forgotten at the time that I was also very young. I was speaking as though I was 35 at the time. And I was only 21 years old when I came back, because I went abroad when I was 3 and returned to England at 21. My parents were living here in England. remained in England whilst I was in Jamaica. So you can imagine there has been difficulties because they're away from my parents, but nevertheless, I tried and I did my very best. And now I see young people age who are now big women, 33, 34, and 5, and so on. And they're now coming to me on the street and saying, thank you for being the person you've been. Because at the time, when I was a social worker, oh my dear, these youngsters, oh, she's very strict. That Jamaican principal, you can't do this, you can't do that, and your skirt cannot be short. And I think I was very strict. I was like, things have to be in order. If you're out of school, I want to get you back into education. And that's how I was. And so at the time, they saw that, oh, she's so strict, oh, you can't do this. But guess what? Today, they are hugging me and saying, I could see that you are the one that really wish well for us. So they understand now as mature people that I wanted the very best from them. And they're so proud and hugging me and crying and all that. They thought I was strict at first, but now they're appreciating. Have you ever heard when your parents say, if you don't know now, wait until you get old, you're going to realize? And that's exactly what happened. So wherever you go, do the best you can. You come in a community, there may be not a lot of you black people here. Make your community, this place and this country is where you live. When I go abroad and they ask me where I'm from Great Britain, of Jamaican parents. I am so proud to be British and I want to do all the best that I can. I'm in Jamaica, I'm very proud of Jamaica. When I went to Jamaica, and even though I came back at 21, I left a footprint in Jamaica. Leave your mark somewhere. And I know that I didn't realize I did, because it was so natural for me to be the way that I was at the time. But when I go back now and I see people 25 and 28, they're coming up to me and say, oh, I heard you're Miss Reed. They call me Miss Reed, sort of respect, sort of thing. And I said, yes, I am. And I said, and you are? And they said, oh, I'm Patricia. And how old are you? I'm 25. Where are you? I'm at Teachers College. But I said, well, I left Jamaica 33 years ago. So you would not have been born then. And they said, no, miss, but I heard about you from school, from the minister in the church, from the community. Because there's never been a youth club since you left back to England. And we heard there was a vibrant youth club here and all these wonderful things. So wherever you go, leave your mark. Let it be positive. Let it be uplifting. Make that difference. And we have a lot of men in our room. We have women here. I want to see women play a very important role, because you are doing a very important role already, that in your home, being a mother. Do you think that's an easy job? It is not the easiest. You're an organizer, you're a planner. We're even looking after the men. I'm not looking after any at the moment. But you do, you look after our men. And still today, I still embrace my community. So you play that very part. Be involved in your community. And let me tell you something as well. Be involved in politics. Politics, we think it has nothing to do with us. It's very important. It affects all of us, whatever is happening. So engage yourself. Be part of a board. Guess what? I'm not going to stand here and tell you. I want to tell you to join the Labour Party. That's the party that I am a member of. That is the party that I want to see lead this country. Next time round, I want to see a Jeremy Corbyn as Prime Minister. So I'm not going to come up here, use this opportunity, and don't make mention that I want to see a Labour government in power. So if any of you don't belong to Labour and you're not Labour supporters, from now on, when you go through this door, you are part of the Labour family. Well, how did I get in? I told you about me being involved in Jamaica, my love for politics and so on. But at a later stage, and I went on, I have a child when I lived in Jamaica for somebody who was involved in politics. So I became even more grounded. But I tell you what happened at the time. My parents, at one time, they didn't have electricity, the people I lived with. Then when they got electricity, they then said, you can't keep the light on because you're burning off the electricity. So I wanted to read, I want to listen to news and turn the radio off because you're burning battery and all those things. So I used to have to hide and turn the radio on. And when I see my parents coming back from the farm, but I quickly turn off the radio because I realized I had a deep love in like political affairs, what was happening, things about Marcus Garvey, and that information, you didn't have internet, would have been via the radio. And I didn't have a lot of books in my home. But I was somebody who had an interest, deep interest in education, but I had difficulty learning. But as I go along, I did the best that I could so that today I can be a part of this community and so happy to engage myself with you. So what do we learn from this? Engage yourself in your community. Play a part in your school. Those of you who go to church, don't stay back and hide back away from roles. Those little things, if you see me here today, the fact that I was a president, I was deputy head girl at my school, I organized various youth clubs and so on. You can see where I developed those things that I was doing, how much I've taken this at this other level today. So guess what? Please, I say to your parents, continue to do all the wonderful things you're doing for your children and embrace them. Tell them that you love them. Tell them that they're very special. We don't only tell our children off when they do something that is not so okay. So compliment them as well. And children, don't forget to respect your parents. I was taught to respect all adults. So do give respect. And at school, remember, you're there to learn. And build wonderful friendship with your schoolmates. Never get into fight. I am big age now, I won't tell you just yet. Never fight in my entire life. I've made that wish that when I want to be an example. And until today, my desire is always to be an example, to lead for change, to fight inequalities and injustice. Wherever something is wrong, I want to help to bring about change. So long may you all continue to stay united, and we are very happy to celebrate with you. Wish you many, many more happy days. A community united. United we stand, divided we'll call. So in unity we stand, one people. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was wonderful. I hope we all took heed to what our chair, the chair of Croydon Central had to say. Look after your children, and children respect your parents. That's a big thing in the community. But now, for our community, we have the NICOT women in their element of dance. By the grace of God, next year, we'll see the NICOT men out here dancing and singing, led by Dr. Ugo Chinwuba, led by Christian Okoronwo. Led by somebody. Okay, so NICOT women, are we ready?
Apa
Wow, I just got carried away there. That was our NICOT dancers. Another wonderful dance performance by our ladies. The last song was actually a river song, and I come from River State, the south coast of Nigeria, where all the oil is. Yeah. So now we've come to some very important, a very important event actually. NICOT actually as an organization needs people to run it, and as Sarah has said, there are posts that are coming up for elections. So we're now going to carry out the elections, and I'll introduce the returning officer, Dr. Shangowawa Babao, who will come and perform the election.
According to the Constitution, they are allowed 2 terms maximum in a post. We sent out information asking for nominations. Unfortunately, we received very few, if at all just 1. Now, the existing members of the executive who still have another term have agreed to continue in their posts. Could I have your attention, please? Could I have your attention, please? Right. We have the nomination for president. Our able and one and only lady, Sarah Mbama, has been nominated again as president, and there is no opposition. So, as a returning officer, I declare Sarah returned as president of NICOT for the post of NICOT president for another term of 2 years. That's Sarah. Yes. Are you giving me a nomination there, my dear? Hello? Hello? Are you giving me a nomination? You want to be our secretary? Yeah? I nominate you as secretary, yes? Yes? Okay. For the post of vice president, we have just 1 nomination, and that is Justin Uche, and is going to start his 2nd term. So Vice President Justin Uche. Our welfare secretary has been nominated again. Unfortunately, it's not here, it's in Nigeria. So we will assume it's available. So welfare secretary will be Peter Oke for another term. And our social secretary, the only nomination returned unopposed, is Tolashe Jayeola. Social secretary, unfortunately, for personal reasons, our secretary is unable to continue as secretary. So we have the post of secretary vacant. Our treasurer has served 2 terms. Our financial secretary has served 2 terms. So we have 3 posts vacant. And unfortunately, could I have your attention, please? Attention, please, kids. So, I need nominations for the post of secretary, the post of treasurer, and the post of financial secretary. Our executive for this year, and they will come forward, yes? Right? The executive, the incoming executive will be President Sarah Umbama. Please come forward. Justin Uche, Vice President. Secretary, you'll have to, I know you are busy there. You have to please come forward. Judith, can she hear me? Judith, sorry, we'll need you for 5 minutes, please. We'll need you for 5 minutes, please. You have to come forward to be recognized as secretary. Does Peter have a representative here? Huh? Justin, we need you in front. Shegun Mustafa, Financial Secretary, please come forward. Yes. Treasurer. Oh, Chairman, are you come? Chairman, you want a post? Buyi Ashiru, Treasurer, please come forward. Oh yeah, please come forward. Thank you. And who do I have left? Oh, Social Secretary. Tolashe, please come forward. So who's missing? Okay, Peter is not here. So I have everybody here. Where's Bui? So that's 1, 2, 3. Oyatolashe, we're waiting for you. So Peter is not here. And we have, just for your information, we have ex-officio members of the executive. We're going to look at Constitution and review that because the Constitution is very silent on the terms, how long they are imposed. But just to recognize our ex-officio members, Sonny Umbama, can you stand up to recognize, and Sarah's escort? Ugo Chumba, please stand up to be recognized. Where is Tammy? Where is Tammy? Okay, Sonny, please come forward. Where is Tammy? Okay. And that's all. And my able self. Right? Okay, then, so please, that's your new executive. Please, can you give them a round of applause, please? I would ask that please try and make their job easy. Like you've heard, Hello, NICOT is for all of us. Once you're a Nigerian, you are an automatic member of NICOT. And what we're asking for is contribution. Financial is limited, it's small, it's just £20. But more than anything else, it's your contribution in time and in kind. Because the executive is not, they don't own NICOT. We all own NICOT. So please, I plead for your commitment and support. Thank you very much. Thank you. And sorry, don't disappear yet. Our colleagues from London, can we just say thank you once again, and wish you Johnny Mercies back home. Thank you. And please come more often, fresh air in the Northeast, not the polluted London. Thank you. Thank you. Johnny Mercies, thank you. Do you want to say anything? How thrilled you are? Oh, President is used to that. Especially our new members. New members, just give us so that we can hear your voice.
What should I say? Thank you for choosing me. I don't know what to say. Yeah, I'm happy to be part of this anyway.
It's a privilege and honor to serve in this with this NICOT, and I hope with the support of the members and the executive, we'll be able to take NICOT to greater places. And we hope by next year, when we are doing this celebration again, we'll be having a more wonderful time. We count on your support. You'll always be there for us, and we'll be there for you. Thank you.
And the last one from Chicago.
Well, the same to me, and it's an honor to be in front here and to, it has happened because I was caught unaware, but I cannot say no because Nigeria is my father's country. So I'm happy to serve the organization without my everything I have. I will serve the country.
Oh, thank you very much. So you have heard from the horse's mouth. So please give them all the support so that they can serve us as well. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I think we're all waiting to eat, but the food will be on its way. Obviously, when we start, the children, we always start with children. Now, the dance group, I don't think we've seen enough of them. And by popular demand, we'd like to request them to come again and dance for us. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce once more the NICOT Dance Group.
Get down.
As the madam said, and my name is John Kabuye, and I am the president or the chair of Teesside Uganda Community Association. And I'm very happy to be here with you. From what I've seen today, it's like we just the names that change, but I think it's Africa, it's the same thing. The traditional dance you did was very good, more similar to ours. So, thank you for inviting me to be here. So I'm here in about 2 or 3 categories. The first one as a chair of Ugandan community. Second one is as a politician, you are in my world, my place where I've been selected to stand as a politician. So, welcome. Thank you for coming to visit me. I'm sure you had a good time. Are you enjoying yourselves? Are you having fun? Good. I think it's because it's Newport and it's my word. And if I win, and I'm sure I will win, I'll ask you to come back again. Enjoy the place. Eh? Enjoy the place. Come back again and enjoy it. Happy birthday, if I could say. Happy birthday. Yeah, happy birthday. Because I know Nigeria is how many years now? 50 what? Yeah. I would say, don't worry about how many years. Nigeria has been there even before the 50 or 40 or something. So, what we're doing here is to celebrate our different diversity, different tribes. I'm sure in Nigeria we've got many different ethnic origins. So celebrate. And another thing I'm enjoying here is I'm looking at many young ones. Please, it's very, very important that these young kids know where we came from. That they know what our culture is all about. So please keep bringing them here and teach them the best thing in our culture, and all the time let them learn, because in Middlesbrough here 20% of our children are from Uganda, from Nigeria, so it's good they can see it. It's good that they can be part of this. It's good that they can learn. So please, thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity to talk to you. And I will also, I think, invite you to our Independence Day celebration, which will take place on the 27th of October at Newport Hub. Come and see another way of celebration, another way of culture, another way of display of everything. More or less the same, but with a different twist. So please, I'll be waiting to see you. Okay? Thank you very much. Have a good day. Have a good night. Enjoy.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kabuye. I got that right, okay? All right, thank you. Okay, I'd also like to recognize the presence of Mrs. Ada Okoli, chair lady of Umwadibo UK branch. Let's give her a round of applause. The beautiful Ada Okoli. Dr. Tonti can also join her as she is Mwada as well. Our president of NICOT is also Umwada as well. And I am also Umwadibu as well.
Thank you very much, Chuchu. Hello, everyone, and good evening. Congratulations and happy Independence celebration, happy Independence Day. I have attended this. Personally, I have been part of these celebrations for the past, well, since you started. Every year I have attended your Independence Day celebration. And it's one thing I always enjoy being part of. I've got lots of friends here. And obviously, like Chuchu said, I've got sisters here. Sarah, who's your president, and Chuchu are members of Umwadibu. Tonti, we've both come from Newcastle to join you to celebrate today. Umwadibu, Nigeria and in diaspora. Some of you probably you know us already. Some of you may not know us. We have potential members here. We have the sisters here. Chioma, you can look and turn away. The Lisas, there's no running away because we are all Umwadibu. It is an international organization. The headquarters is in Nigeria, and we've got branches all over the world, America, Germany, everywhere. And a few years ago, we decided to set up the UK branch, and since then, we've grown from strength to strength, and we thank God for that. So my message anyway today is the Igbos here, the Igbo ladies here. You've got sisters and a beautiful sisterhood. So please feel free. You can speak to Chuchu, you can speak to Sarah. They've got all the information you need if you're interested. Well, having said that, we'll come back to today. So I am happy to be here. We are happy to be here. And we'll always, always be part of these celebrations. Once again, congratulations for your celebration today. And congratulations to all the executives for for the beautiful hard work that you've been doing for the past few years. Thank you so much.
Get down.
I'd also like to recognize the presence of Mrs. Shade Shangawawa, the visionary for Taste of Africa. Let's give her a round of applause, please.
Good evening, brothers and sisters. I won't say much. It's just to remind everyone, this year, again, we're doing the Taste of Africa as part of Black History Month. On the 13th of October, which is next week, Saturday, from 6 till 10. Last year, we didn't do it because we found it very difficult to get support for especially Black History Month. But God has been faithful. Very, very, very faithful. And this year, we're back in the town hall. Bigger, I think possibly better, with more involvement of young people actually in organizing the whole event. On Saturday, between 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock, in the middle of town center, where Debnams is, there's going to be a drumming jam of some drummers and some young people. Between 11 and 3, we're having the African Afro-Caribbean market. It's the first time that would happen, but we thought that it would be the best way to start to promote African businesses, especially those that don't, we tend not to promote our businesses very well here. So it's an opportunity for African businesses to promote their businesses to the community. So that's between 11 and 3. Then between 6 and 10, we have the usual showcase, which is, again, back by popular demand at the Zulus. And then we have a lot of local talent. Poetry, drama, fashion show, name it. But more importantly for me, this will be the 15th year. But it's now the young people that are taking over actually the organizing and running of Taste of Africa, which we wouldn't have seen before. And the young ones are graduates. Some of them are married, some are not, but they're doing great things. So we have very young, capable black kids in Tees Valley doing great things. And I don't think we should overlook it. Now the one that, hello? I'm not being rude, sorry. I just wanted a bit of attention. The one that I'm really also very particular about, we do a Black History Youth Awards for young black kids to promote young kids' achievement, black kids' achievement in Tees Valley. We started the event because we felt that our black youths were being left out, not recognized. And kids need positive role models, even amongst themselves. Now, what I'm going to say might not be a popular thing. We complain as a community that we don't nominate. Nobody gives us an award. They don't recognize our kids. They don't. We started this award 5 years ago, and we struggle to get nominations, even from Nigerian community. And I know for a fact that there are a lot of very, very talented young kids within our community. And it is a shame for me, particularly, it's a shame that we are not putting our kids forward. They deserve the recognition, they deserve the encouragement, they deserve to be showcased to others. So what I am begging for, if I say begging, is that please, even though we might not have time because we work all the time, it would be great to nominate these kids to encourage them. The kids that have won our awards, and I'm not boasting about it, some of them, a number of them don't come from privileged backgrounds like some of the kids here. But they've gone on to do amazing things. And just the encouragement alone, when they tell their story, is an encouragement for us. So please, nominate our young Nigerian kids. They're doing well, even if it's only to encourage them. Now, yes, it is not a free event because everything is paid for. But part of also what we celebrate is invite young people in as well. Our strapline for Black History Youth Award is, it takes a village to raise a child. Because every child in this room have been touched by different people. Teachers, friends, aunties, uncles, unrelated aunties and uncles. And that's the whole point of the award. That we have mentors from the community who have experiences. In this room, there's so many social workers, doctors, lawyers, IT. And meanwhile, we have kids, not only Nigerian kids, other kids are struggling. And all they need is just a word of encouragement. So please, two things. Nominate our young kids. Let them be recognized. Two, if you can be a mentor and you can spare 2 hours a month for a young child, please see me. I mean, we send our information on WhatsApp. If you see the information and you think you can be a mentor, please register. And if you want to nominate a young person, please do so. It will be a shame to sit in a room of over 250 and see very, very little Nigerians in the room. We can't blame anybody. Sorry? We have 10 categories. So we've got science, arts, resilience, choice, excellence in peer mentoring, community. Now the others have escaped me. But there are a few like that. And business. And business. And it's age group 11 to 30. 11 to 30. And the reason why it's 30 is because we also recognize our young black youths are coming out of university and sometimes they don't have a job and they need to go into business. So we look for mentors for them to support them into business. So please, please, please nominate our young people for the awards. It takes place on the 25th of October at Teesside Uni. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That was very informative. Taste of Africa is on every year, and as she says, it's coming up, so please, let's all represent there. The Taste of Africa is for all of us and for the community at large. So now we want to welcome back the NICOT choir.
Hello? Yeah. Right. Our favorite, now we're here for the favorite item, American auction. As usual, Mr. Bobby, you want to explain to everybody what we do with American auction? Welcome, Mr. Bobby. That's my rival. Mrs. Bobby is laughing at the back. Right, we're going to do American auction. It's already 8 o'clock. We have a very limited, a short time left to sell this. So we're going to be very quick this year. Now, American auction, for those who don't know or who haven't been here for the past years, what we do is we bid for it. And when you bid, you put your money down. So I'll need 2 volunteers, please. They will help me collect money. 2 volunteers. We usually use our girls. She's looking at me. Yeah, she wants to be one. Yes. Another, they are the girls are more reliable than the boys. Yes? Yes? Okay, done. Right, you're going to help me collect the money when your uncles and aunties or your dad contributes money, and your mom. Yes? And your mom. Hurry now. So if I put money down, you have to challenge me quickly. So 81, 80. If you say, oh, Bobby said go no. Okay, 81, 82, 85. I don't mind taking this home. 85. 85. 85. 85. Any 90? Any 90? 85 1. 85 2. 80. Did you say 90? You want it? Right. Are we? 90. 90. 91. 92. Did you say 95? 105. 105. 105. Our labor people will help you promote your party. Councillor should have left money for us now. Where is John? He's gone. Where is John? Okay, that's 105. 105 to our social secretary there. 105. One. It's time. It's almost time. How many minutes do I have? 1 minute to go. Okay. No, my MC says I have 5 minutes. 105. 110. 110. 110. 110. One. Oh wow. 115 here. 115. 115. 115. 135 going one. 135 going two. 135 gone. Me. $135. Thank you. Come and take your hamper. Oh yeah, please come and knock on one. Oh, photo, knock on photo. Oh yeah, come and knock photo. It's your man. Treasurer, are you starting your work today? Or is it Maria? Oh, watch it, oh, easy. Where should I give? Maria, or should I give? Right, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Tammy. Tammy, take.
Okay. So, we've been fed and we're now fed up. We've drank and we've done the American auction. So what's left is for us to dance, dance, dance. I've already seen some of the teenagers doing all the shiggle moves then. It's time now, let's all party.
down.
Almighty Father, we're thankful for such a lovely, lovely evening. We thank you for all the singing, all the dancing, all the food, all the merriment, all the catching up in the past 1 year. Thank you for a lovely time. And bless us as we go home. Thank you, Lord, in Jesus' name. Amen.
So the event is hereby closed. And we're meant to be out here at 9 o'clock. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming. We hope to see you next year. Thank you.